Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're gonna crack open a Salesforce administrator mock exam.
Yeah, it's sort of like getting the inside scoop on what makes a good admin tick.
Exactly. So the mission here is to pull out the key ideas, the core concepts you need to grasp from these kinds of questions.
It's about giving you a quick, solid understanding of those main responsibilities. What does an admin really do?
We'll hit things like setup, security, customizing for different teams, all that jazz.
And why should you care? Well, maybe you're studying for the cert, or maybe you just want to, get the hang of how Salesforce actually works in the real world.
This should give you some good pointers.
All right, let's dive in. Configuration and setup first.
Sounds good. And what's really interesting right away is just how adaptable Salesforce is.
How so?
Well, take fiscal years. It's not just January to December for everyone, right? Companies might have totally custom start dates or need quarterly tracking within that.
Oh, sure. Especially with global companies or acquisitions, you need that flexibility for reporting. Exactly. And speaking of global, managing users across different countries. That means different number formats, date formats, multiple currencies.
Right. And it's not just turning on multi-currency. You have to think about the individual user's locale settings, too.
Definitely. Then there's data security. Wow, it's like peeling an onion. So many layers.
Yeah. That example of the sales manager who couldn't see their rep's opportunity?
Yes, even though they had grant access. Using hierarchies checked.
So what gives there?
It could be a few things. Maybe the rep doesn't have a role, or their role isn't under the managers in the hierarchy correctly, or profile permissions, maybe. It shows the hierarchy isn't the only factor.
Good reminder. And permission sets seem key too, right? For granting specific access without messing up whole profiles.
Absolutely. Like giving someone campaign management but not letting them edit opportunities. Much cleaner that way.
Okay, moving on to Object Manager and Lightning App Builder, where you actually build stuff.
Yeah, shaping the environment. And the first big thing is relationships between objects. Lookup versus master detail.
That master detail cascading delete is a big one. Delete the parent.
Yeah, and the child records go poof. You really need to understand that implication when you're designing things. Critical choice.
So much customization possible without code too. Record types, page layouts.
Exactly, showing different teams, different fields, different layouts based on what they actually need to see or do, tailoring the UI.
And the Lightning App Builder lets you control those record pages pretty granularly.
Totally. You can decide who sees which version of a page org default, app default, profile specific. Lots of control.
Okay, shifting gears to sales and marketing apps. This is where the rubber meets the road for revenue, right?
Pretty much. You've got things like sales paths guiding reps through the stages visually.
Got the checklist built right in.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And assignment rules to automatically route leads. So UK leads go to the UK team, enterprise leads go to the enterprise team, that sort of thing.
Makes sense. And campaign influence. That helps track marketing ROI.
Exactly. Which campaigns actually help bring in that closed deal. Super important.
And you got to make sure your custom lead fields map over correctly when you convert them.
Oh, crucial for data continuity. Don't want to lose info in the handoff to sales. Plus, validation rules like making sure reps add products before closing a big deal.
Keeps the data clean, enforces the process, good stuff. What about the service side?
Service Cloud? It's all about speed and efficiency for support. Audit response rules are basic, but key, that immediate, we got your case email.
Customers appreciate that.
They do. And case escalation rules, making sure high priority stuff doesn't fall through the cracks. If a case sits too long, boom, it gets escalated.
And you can tailor the whole support experience too, right? Different processes for different issues.
Yeah, using support processes, record types, page layouts together. Maybe Tier 1 support sees different fields than Tier 2. Plus things like Salesforce knowledge for quick answers.
Empowering the agent. Okay, what about just like general productivity, collaboration?
Chatter's big there. Team discussions, file sharing, all right there on the record. The opportunity, the account, whatever. It keeps everyone in the loop.
Less email back and forth.
Hopefully. And quick actions are great, especially for mobile users, logging calls, creating tasks quickly.
And if you need something Salesforce doesn't do out of the box,
App exchange. That's your first stop for pre-built apps and solutions. Huge time saver.
gotta measure things.
Absolutely. Choosing the right tool is important. Data loader for big imports, maybe the import wizard for smaller jobs with easier duplicate checking.
And reports, summary reports seem useful for grouping and totals.
Yeah, seeing sums, averages per group. Very common need. And with dashboards, understanding the running user is critical.
Yeah. Whose permissions are being used to see the data. That can trip people up.
Big time. triggered flows especially.
Why flows over, say, older workflow rules?
Just more powerful. You can do more complex logic, update related records easily, things workflow rules struggle with. Like you can't delete records with a
Gotcha. Flows are the future, basically.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And you still have approval processes for multi-step sign-offs. Those are really flexible. Plus you can embed screen flows right on pages for guided user input.
Cool. So, wrapping up, this mock exam really shows the breadth of what an admin needs to know. It's not just one thing.
Not at all. It's understanding the business need and then knowing which Salesforce tool or feature is the right fit. Configuration, security, automation, data, it all